Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'd like to take a look at a couple of new cards that were revealed during the Pokemon World Championships. Now, to be honest, we kind of expected Mega Charizard EX to be revealed, but I did honestly think they would reveal like a mechanic for next year as well, or like something a little bit more interesting than just like another rarity for Megas, to be honest. But overall though, the reveals are still pretty cool. So we got a Mega Charizard, of course, which is going to be headlining the set Inferno X, which also happens to be the attack name for Mega Charizard X. And this will also be like the main set that makes up Phantasmal Flames, which is the next main English set after Mega Evolution that's dropping in November. So as for what this card does, it has 360 HP. So again, a bit more on the bulkier end of like Megas, I guess. Like stage twos typically we've seen so far have like 360 to 380. So 360 is very respectable. It has a weakness to water and a retreat cost of 2, which is quite nice. I do like to be able to use Air Balloon with these cards. And then Inferno X for 2 Fire and G says discard any number of Fire and G from among your Pokemon, okay? And this attack does 90 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So if you discard 2 energy, you can do 180, but if you discard 4 energy, you can do 360 and basically KO any other Pokemon. And we are yet to see like any, well, I guess Mega Dragonite has 370, but we're yet to see like any other main stage 2s really that have like 380 HP. I'm guessing like Blastoise might have 380 when we get it eventually, or it'll have like its classic Solid Shell ability where it takes 30 less damage from attacks, but we'll just have to wait and see what Blastoise does. But I think overall this is like, of course, a very strong attack, but you do need to have like a lot of ways of powering up Fire and G, and you need to have a lot of ways of consistently getting it on the board. Now you could make the argument, okay, just pair it up with Terra Charizard EX, but I'm not usually the biggest fan of running split evolutions in decks. I don't think they're the most consistent in the world, because then you have to like split up your Charmeleons and Charmanders between them, so not the most ideal thing. But we do have this new Oricorio EX, which is, I guess, soft confirmation that Pokemon EX will continue. It's not just going to be Megas. And this guy has the ability Excited Turbo, which says, as often as you like during your turn, if you have any Fire or Mega Evolution Pokemon in play, you may use this ability and attach a basic Fire Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon, or benched Fire-type Pokemon, sorry. So, yeah. This was very aggressively meant to be paired with Mega Charizard. Like, they were very on the nose about this. So I guess as long as you get 2 energy on Charizard, you can then put as many energy as you want on Oricorio, and then just discard all the energy from Oricorio that you accelerate to it, and then, just one-shot something with Mega Charizard. I'm guessing that's, like, the plan here. I am slightly worried, though, just because it has 190 HP, so things like Dragapult will just be able to quite easily boss KO it, and if your opponent really wants to, and they have, like, 3 or 4 copies of boss, then they could just ignore your Mega Charizard, right, and just go after Oricorio. And things like God of War could do this as well with Screaming Tail. Now, of course, we don't know what the format's going to look like next rotation. Like, we're still a few sets away of seeing like what Pokemon print next. So like this might be worthy post-rotation, but I'm thinking as of right now, it seems to have like a pretty glaring weakness in that your opponent can just like ignore your Megas and like boss KO these guys for easy 2 prizes. Like, just in my opinion. Like, overall though, like the power level is pretty strong, right? You can quite easily want to KO stuff. You could even use Embor if you really wanted to, although that's like another stage 2. There is the Ho-Oh, I guess, for like Ethan's energy acceleration, but that's only 2 energy per turn, but still an option. But yeah, I don't think this card is like terrible or anything, but as it stands right now, it doesn't seem like super, super broken, which is cool. Like, I'm glad that most of the Megas at least seem like playable, but not like broken S tier Mew VMAX levels of craziness, which is cool. Because it means that maybe next rotation we'll get like a lot of decks that are playable and not just, 1 or 2 archetypes ruling the roost. So that's what we'd like to see at the very least. We also had this Mega Dragonite EX revealed, which honestly seems pretty good. No weakness, 370 HP, which is, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, we think Dragapult's kind of crazy with having no weakness and 330 HP, but this guy has 370, which is an awful lot of HP to have. Like, admittedly, there is like Lily's Clefairy, so Psychic decks will be able to like go to town on you with that, so that's a bit annoying. But I think overall, like, Lily's Clefairy is of course not in every deck, so again, 370 HP, it's a lot of bulk. Has the ability Sky Transport, which we have seen a lot recently in TCG, but says once in your turn, you may use this ability and switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, pretty useful ability to have. Although Mega Dragonite, interesting enough, does have a retreat cost of 2. I'm guessing this is because they gave it extra wings, but it seems a bit strange giving this ability and also like a very low retreat cost. Like it kind of feels like they want you to pair this up with Air Balloon, but I would have thought Mega Dragonite would be a bit slower and have more retreat, but I guess maybe not. And then the attack Rionu Glide, I think it's how you pronounce it, for a water double lightning does 330, which is a lot, and you get to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So quite easy to power up. You could just use like a water energy attachment, right, and then either Crispin to get your energy or like Electrike. I forget what water types have to accelerate energy right now. Is it just Crispin, or is there something else? Like, I guess Baxcalibur, but that's a bit awkward just to get one energy on there. So yeah, I guess like Electrike is probably your best option. Although you could, I was going to say you could use Joltik. Yeah, you could use this in like a Joltik box and then maybe have some water energy on the sides. So like you could Joltik 2 lightning energy on Turtratini and the next turn like Rare Candy up Mega Dragonite with a water energy and do 330. Like that could be possible. So yeah, it's quite a powerful Pokemon. Like if you get Electrike set up and stuff, like honestly, this seems a bit more appealing to me as a deck as opposed to Mega Charizard, but just have to wait and see how they end up performing over in Japan as well. But I think there's also a chance that we won't see Mega Dragonite in Inferno X. Like they deliberately hid the set number, the set name rather, for Mega Dragonite. And I think we're supposed to be getting some kind of like special set with Mega Dragonite this year as well, or like Japan is at the very least. So yeah, here it is. So Mega Dragonite EX will debut in Japan's Mega Dream EX in November. So we probably won't see Mega Dragonite until early next year at the earliest, which is a bit of a shame. It's like 7 months away, but like it's still a pretty cool card though, and nice to see it revealed. Yeah, Mega Charizard will debut in Japan's Inferno X, which releases in Japan on September 26th. This is the same date that Mega Evolution drops in the West. So basically, Japan will get their set, and then we get like all the new Mega stuff as well in our set. And then in English, it will release in November as Phantasmal Flames, along with Mega Gengar and Mega Diancie, which we looked at the other week. So pretty cool to see overall. I'm not sure when these Mega Rarities will release. Like, I'm guessing they will save these for Phantasmal Flames, although, like, is there a set name down here, actually? Is there a... No, I don't think so. No, it's a bit of a shame. But, like, these cards, they do look really nice. I am happy that these exist, but at the same time, I was hoping for a little bit more reveal-wise. Like, I was kind of hoping there would be, like, another mechanic announced, or, like, some kind of future tease, or maybe even just a few more cards for Inferno X, because it releases, like, next month in Japan, so we're only a month away from, like, Inferno X releasing, so yeah, I would have liked to have seen a few more card reveals, I think, overall, but overall, still very interesting. Like, this card is just going to be silly money. Like, this is the pinnacle of expensive cards. Like, I would imagine you might want to, like, think about selling your car if you want to afford one of these. But yeah, it's pretty cool, though. The Mega Gardevoir is cool. Like, honestly, I'm not a fan of the way the Japanese ones look with the huge Mega English text on them. I don't think they look very cool. Maybe it's just Mega Gardevoir especially that doesn't look great for me, personally. Like, just doesn't do it for me. I do think the old school, though, the old school Megas did really, really well, which is a shame. But yeah, I think this is like infinitely cooler than where is he? This guy. I don't think this is really doing it for me, Mega art wise. But just personal preference. So at the end of the day, but yeah, honestly, these new Megas don't look that bad. But we'll have to see if they get a lot more support in the future. I'm guessing Megas will still get like decent support as well because we have a few more sets yet to be revealed. So yeah, stay tuned for more card reveals. This has been Ember Power. Let me know what you think about Mega Charizard down below. And yeah, thank you for watching.